Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Yeah, welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So we are going to be, same thing we've been talking about for the last couple of days. Essentially what we are tracking right now in the market is whether or not this A wave did indeed bottom here at 60,000, or whether we will be going for another low in that A wave. Nothing too much has really happened in the market. We're kind of just basically waiting right now for a decision whether we go higher in the start of this B wave or whether we go lower in this A wave. That's kind of where we are right now in the market. Not too much has changed in the past couple of days. So if you haven't seen some of our other videos with our support and resistance, shorter time frame Bitcoin videos, make sure to check those out. We go more in depth. For this, nothing too much has really happened. It's been kind of the same thing. I'm going to be going more over MACD and RSI for today's video, and just some of these basic resistance zones in which we have been talking about, and just quickly mapping out the scenarios. So really quickly, if we are in this B wave, we would be looking for a corrective 3-wave bounce. If we get a 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down, it's totally possible that we could be going for a new all-time high for Bitcoin, assuming we break through this resistance zone. But as of right now, our base case is A wave to the bottom, B wave bounce, and then a C wave to the downside. This B wave bounce can be pretty tricky. It's totally possible that we just touch the first resistance zone at 85,000 and then we get rejected. It's even possible that this B wave could even get a new all-time high and still get rejected. But we would be looking for, like we have pretty much been saying, maybe just a zone between these November through January lows and highs, that we had somewhere within the zone. Maybe we could see a rejection in that B wave, and that could even be at that 80,000 level. Maybe we just go there, get rejected, and start that C wave. That's a totally possible scenario as well. So B waves will be a little bit tricky to track for that as well, but this is our base case. As of right now, when we look over to the MACD, obviously none of this is ever guaranteed. All we can really use is just indicators and check probabilities. So we can use an indicator to make something more probable in our case scenario or less probable in our case scenario, just based off of historical data. Doesn't mean that it has to happen that way, and at any moment it can always change. Maybe some news can come out in the market and that could affect the price as well. All we can really do is just track the price action, give the scenarios, and let buyers and sellers decide what they want to do. At the moment, not a single person knows whether we will be in the start of this B wave or whether we will go down in another A wave, or maybe we're in a completely different scenario. Not a single person will know that. At the end of the day, price moves up when a buyer buys, and price goes down when a buyer sells. So at the end of the day, it's up to the buyers. No one can know what these millions of buyers and what they have in their mind going on, because I do see a lot of people that want exact analysis. You will never ever have exact analysis. All you can do is look at probabilities and track the price and give support and resistance and give scenarios. If it breaks through this could be happening. If it falls below this, then maybe this could be happening. It all depends. You can't track what millions of buyers will buy or sell. You will never be able to track that. You have your indicators, you look at the indicators, and basically you just have to have the probability wise. So really quickly, looking at MACD, we have had a cross on the 24-hour. That could be an indicator that maybe we did indeed bottom on this A wave, but not all the time will be an indicator that something could be playing out. For example, here back in December, we broke below it, but then we got a pump afterwards. So it's totally possible that that could be something similar like this. Maybe we just broke above it right here, and then we can get rejected and go lower. But it's just something bullish to look at. as a possible indicator. And maybe this only lasts for a few days and then we go higher. Maybe we get rejected from a swing high here, go lower in that A wave, and then we start that B wave. That's totally possible to happen as well. And then on the 4 hour, obviously not as predictable, or not as a more of a shorter term indicator, but we crossed bearish on that. But just wanted to point that out on the daily, that we have had that MACD cross, so it could be possible that that could be an indicator, or one of the indicators that this B wave has started. What I really wanted to look at though was the RSI. So on the daily, we can see a bullish divergence being formed. Now, this could always break. I could definitely see happening, getting another low and then forming a higher low on the daily divergence as well, like that as well. But I just wanted to quickly show this, that we had a high here, and then we had a low, then we had a high. Didn't get as high as these over here, but we got a higher strength rally on the RSI. So maybe that's an indicator buyers are interested, and we can be indeed in that B wave bounce before we get rejected in that C wave. Or maybe buyers are super interested, where we could potentially get a new all-time high. On the 1 hour, not too much has changed, but price is kind of sideways and a little bit of a divergence on the RSI. It's such a short on the 1 hour, but I just thought it'd be always something to point out, just to give a little bit of some hopium for some people. And then on the 4 hour, we have also formed a bullish divergence. High here, lower high, higher low, and we're just forming higher highs on the RSI, stronger rallies, and higher lows on the RSI, which is less selling pressure. So maybe these are indicators that we are indeed in the start of that B wave. Buyers are interested, and maybe we will get that B wave bounce. Right now we won't go for another low, but that could also indicate that we do get another low, but we form a bullish divergence overall on the chart with a lower low but a higher low on the RSI. That's a totally possible scenario as well. All we can really see by looking at this is rallies are getting stronger and stronger, and the selling is getting less and less. And that can show based off price action, because we're getting higher lows on the buying, so, or on the highs as well. If we go over to the 1 hour, nope, we already did the 1 hour. So just something I wanted to point out there as well. Overall, yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about for the video so far. Nothing too much has really changed, just more sideways action. We are seeing that MACD cross. We are seeing selling pressure get less and less. We are seeing buying pressure getting more and more. It's totally possible we go for another low, but just a few indicators you can see where possibly buyers could start getting interested in buying pressure is starting to come in more. Does not mean that we are 100% in this B wave bounce and the A wave low is already in. It's just a few indicators that can give some hopium, just to see that maybe we could be in the start of this. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.